Welcome to the SportsBros podcast with your host, the head of creative, Eddie Cool. Also, the almighty B-Live and the money man, Scottie D. And now, without any further ado, here they are, the SportsBros. What's going on, world? This be your boy, Eddie Cool, a.k.a. the HOC up in this thing, the head of creative. And guess what? Episode 16 of the Sports Bros podcast is on us once again. Episode 16. Fellas, can you believe that we've been doing this for 16 weeks?
Sweet 16.
Man, oh man, I like it. Sweet 16. See right there, we got a hot take. Bam. I like it.
Boom, right there. That's already the title of the show, Sweet 16. And it ain't even March, but whatever. It's all good. All right. And, of course, you know, I'm not rolling by myself. With me is the almighty B-Live.
What up, what up, what up? Man, oh man, episode 16 going down right now. Got a few things to talk about, man. I'm just ready to go ahead and do it.
Yep,
we can talk about that other guy on the podcast too in a little bit. He can introduce himself. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. You know how I do things here, man. I'm a creature of habit. And speaking of the other guy, and as always, we got the money man, Scottie D.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the first pick of the 2019 podcast draft, the Sports Bros select from Washington, Pennsylvania, the money man, Scott Donley.
Here comes
the
money.
That for an intro?
Boo.
Money.
Boo. Like the New York Knicks fans of old. Boo.
You guys are so lucky to have me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy, here we go. Starting off spicy already. Okay, fellas, as you and the rest of the world knows, this past Thursday, live from New York, was the 2019 NBA draft. Do I not sound enthused? I'm going to tell you why. Because guess what? We already knew who was going where and who was doing what. Okay? We already knew what was going on. So as far as like the suspense, there was none. There was little, if any. More emotional moments than suspense. I mean, these guys have really worked hard to get to where they are now, and it's going to be fun. This upcoming NBA season, fellas, is going to be fun. So let's go ahead and recap the 1, 2, and 3 picks because, 1, 2, 3 is predictable, and then everything else, fall where it may. Zion Williamson goes number 1 to the New Orleans Pelicans. Surprise, surprise. Didn't think so. Number 2, Ja Morant goes to the Memphis Grizzlies, and R.J. Barrett goes third to the New York Knickerbockers. What's your thoughts, fellas, on 1, 2, and 3?
Do we really? I mean, thoughts? Yeah, that's exactly what the entire world expected was. Let me see if I can create something to make this podcast spicy. No, I really don't have anything.
Wow.
It was a foregone conclusion, the top 3 picks. There was a lot of moving and shaking with the organizations as far as like the picks that came behind it, the lottery and everything. So there was a lot of movement as far as like the pieces that are going to go around these draft picks because these top 3 guys, they're ready made essentially. They are ready to ball. They've shown it during the season. Let me help me out real quick, fellas, because I know Williamson and Barrett were both freshmen. Was Ja Morant also a true freshman? The reason why I wanted to pinpoint that is because the atmosphere, the best way to put it, as far as like the talent that's coming into the NBA now, it's younger. Mm-hmm. It's faster, and where like before, like we were as old headed I am. Oh, they need to go to college. They need to develop their game. They need more teaching and coaching and stuff like that, more maturing. the game has changed to a point where that might not necessarily be true anymore. But I mean, these guys are essentially going to be tested and tried by fire.
Right.
And so the talent that's in the NBA right now is 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. As far as fitting into the scheme of things, that's on the head coach's concern and everything like that. I think these guys are ready for today's NBA. Would these
Mm-hmm.
guys have been ready for the NBA 20 years ago? Absolutely not. They'd have been beaten to a pulp. But I say that to the point of it's going to be an interesting year. I will be glued to a television when the Pelicans play because I really, really want to see what the Pelicans team does. And it really not necessarily Zion Williamson, but the pieces that they've already made moves. The New Orleans Pelicans are now the Boston Celtics when it comes to the draft picks, the moves that they made. They got younger really quickly. And I think they will make some noise in the Western Conference this year.
All right, and so after conducting some research, Ja Morant, native of Dalzell, South Carolina, that's right outside of Sumter, he went to school at Murray State from 2017 to 2019.
Okay, so he was a probably redshirt sophomore or junior or something. His stats probably he probably is a junior, but he definitely jumped on the scene this year. And I mean, he is well deserving of the number 2 pick. And I think he is going to be a lightning rod in the NBA.
Exactly. Scottie D, what you think about this year draft? 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I had it on when I was doing my laundry. It didn't keep me enthralled. I actually, when I was out that night, I was like, man, I want to get home and watch the draft. And then 5 minutes after I put it on, I was bored. It's not like, again, I know I'm older than you guys, but when I was growing up, in the 80s and the draft and that type of thing would come on, you knew these players from college. You'd watch them play 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're drafting guys that I really don't know. Guys from Europe who, ultimately turn out to be a lot of them good players, but just I'm not familiar with. So the draft itself is just not really that fun. It's just not. What's going to be interesting though is to see how many people shamelessly begin walking around with Pelicans hats and jerseys and stuff because Zion's there. The Miami Heat stuff is probably going to get tossed out. The Golden State Warriors stuff get tossed out, and they'll be wearing the Pelicans, shamelessly wearing the Pelican stuff that they never would have worn before.
Yeah, exactly. Just to see it, like I said, it's going to be an uptick in merch, man. I mean, it's going to be a lot of Pelican logos and number 1 Zion Williamson shirts and jerseys and all kind of stuff being sold. But I'm like you, B-Lab. I think this upcoming NBA season is going to be very, very interesting because, you got Golden State, who probably won't be the same next year due to injuries and everything else going on with them. And the West went from being, the usual suspects to the wide open West. And then, the East is steadily on the rise too. So it'll be real interesting to see the 2019-2020 the 2019-2020 NBA season.
Oh, yeah, you said it right because 2019, 2020, do you feel like the past 20 years have been just like, do we didn't grew up and got old? Because I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Oh, it's not just you. It is not just you because I remember I was doing some show prep for the podcast and there was a commercial along the like, hey, we got to prepare for the Y2K bug or Y2K thing or whatever. And they was like, wasn't that almost 20 years ago? I was like, oh, man.
Man. Yeah. Yeah.
And listen to this. This is your top 5 in the 2001 NBA draft. Kwame Brown went number 1. Tyson Chandler went number 2. Okay player there, but 2 overall. Pau Gasol was 3. And then Eddie Curry was 4 to the Bulls, and Jason Richardson was 5 to Golden State. So who knows if these top 3 to 5 players that were drafted this past week are going to turn out to be any good. I mean, you just never can tell with the draft. I'm sure on draft night 2001, the Wizards were thinking, man, we scored. We got Kwame Brown. And, looking back at this, here we are almost in 2020. that wasn't very good. And Pau Gasol's still around. Who knew?
One thing that's always intriguing, but you like I said, you never can really tell until the proof is in the pudding. Like, uh, we will not know, and then the way to get the game, the sport is, especially with all the free agency and the trading and everything, we're not really going to know what we're about to see until, especially after July 6th, when
and not to step on your toes, but didn't that kind of bother you too with the draft going on and then the free agency thing and then the league year changing? All that stuff seems so confusing that these guys getting drafted, you don't even know where they're going because the teams are drafting for other players. You're wearing the wrong hat just because the team picked you. Said you're. It just seems like the NBA needs to sync that stuff up a little bit better. It just seems like there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of confusion.
very, very much so.
Yeah, because it was. I'm sorry, because it was like it was Game 6 of the finals, then the AD trade, and then the draft. It was boom, boom, boom. I guess they want to try to be like the NFL and try to keep up off-season relevancy.
Well, the thing about that with the AD trade was shown in the NBA draft because the AD trade technically still hasn't happened.
Exactly.
It still hasn't happened. It cannot go into effect until July 6th. So that's why, and like it was a little bit of confusion for me because I'm thinking like, okay, the Pelicans now got the LA Lakers the fourth draft pick, and then they got traded to Atlanta, but yet on draft day it still says LA Lakers with the fourth pick, and it's like, wait, okay, so does that mean that the Lakers are picking for another team, another team?
Two teams down the line? Yeah.
They let them worry about all of that business side of it. One of these days, the Sports Bros podcast will grow maybe to that point where we'll have a statistician and do interns that are doing that research for us. I can tell you right now, all three of us have full-time jobs outside of our podcast. So I'm going to tell you, I don't have time to be researching all of that. So we'll sort all this out, and then we'll have some rosters together when free agency hits this year. And then right now, Vegas is already predicting that the Lakers are a 3-1 favorite to win the NBA Finals. And I think they're absolutely crazy with that.
Oh, boy.
I said
Well, they got 3 people on the roster right now, so it's hard to really tell.
Big facts. And then on top of that, you know what? Kudos and a round of applause, standing ovation to the incompetency of Rob Pelinka. How in the world do you not clear up enough cap space for that third player that you so desperately want to put together for LeBron James' final farewell tour, as he's all around freaking on a walker? Freaking, because he done been in the league 27 years and he's living his best life filming Space Jam 2 with some other people, and he ain't really playing basketball, but yet they still are convinced that the Lakers are going to be the best of the best of the best with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, LeBron James's clone, LeBron James's son, Bronny James, Anthony Davis's unibrow as a separate player, and coming off the bench, Rob Pelinka and Kyle Kuzma, Jenny Buss's side piece. All right.
Whoa.
Have you seen all the pictures? Have you seen the pictures with Kyle Kuzma? And you wonder why he didn't get traded? But you know what I'm saying? I digress. That's what the NBA draft and what's going on in the NBA right now. Nobody freaking knows. All right.
All right, Scottie D. These are your Lakers, and like you said, it's hard to tell with only 3 people on the team. It's gonna be the NBA is definitely gonna have a different look next year, a very, very different look, and somebody's gonna step up and show out. Speaking of stepping up and showing out, last week JR made an appearance on the Sports Bros podcast and got into a debate with B-Live about the worth of Carson Wentz. Was he worth the money, or was he not? But what you may have missed or didn't pay attention to, but if you listened, you did pay attention. The Almighty B-Live and the Money Man Scottie D had a debate, a very heated debate And I told them, guys, I'm going to use this clip for the snippet because it's just that damn good. They had a debate about shaking hands after every free throw. And does this continue in practice as well, too? B-Live said yes. And Scottie D said that's the one thing that makes him crazy, drives him nuts, up the wall, BSC, bat, you know what, crazy, and everything else. So,
hold on. Let me correct. There's a collection of things that make the money man crazy. It's not just that one thing. He came out the womb crazy because just hearing him talk about certain things, you're like, are you kidding me? But you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do you a solid. Just because I respect the money man and he is my sports bro. The point that he was making was the things in sports that make you annoyed and crazy. And to the point of the question, he was absolutely right. Because there's certain things, I don't like certain things too. And like the handshakes and everything, I get it. I was making an argument towards the practice behind it. And yes, from the outside looking in, if you're not an avid, if you're not a participator of the sport, which you've seen Scottie D's pictures, you can tell he's not. And I haven't participated in quite a while, so I got a little roundness to myself. But right now I'm looking like Zion Williamson after a month of gumbo in New Orleans. I know you've seen those pictures of my dude. I think his name is Earthquake from And 1 to And 1 tour or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, that's how I feel right now. I need to go out and run a mile. But
you told the big dude?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Escalade.
I knew it started with
R.I.P. to Escalade. Yeah.
Big props to him because that dude could ball. But yeah, I want to say this to Scottie D. Like, I know that I beat him soundly in the argument because the numbers don't lie. I think the results was 71% to 29%.
Yep, in favor of B-Live. B-Live won 71% to Scottie D, 29%. Scottie D, your consolation prize is one of those $1 world finest chocolates, candy bars. You'll be getting it in the mail. Just hope it's not a chocolate mold as opposed to it being a chocolate bar.
Well, allow me to retort.
Here we go.
First of all, I don't need a poll on Facebook. I decided to not stoop to B-Live's level. I didn't go and share the poll with all my friends so they could stuff the ballot box and make him look like he's winning an argument. That is clearly ridiculous. You're going to tell me, and if you missed it last week, B-Live's argument is that in practice, they practice free throws and the handshake after the free throw. You cannot tell me that Coach K at practice says, all right, everyone, line up. We need to make sure everyone's shaking hands properly after all these missed free throws, after the free throw. No. You guys are shooting free throws while they're working on free throws. Other guys are working on defense. They're working on their own free throws. They're working on their footwork with other coaches. That's why there's other coaches. You're not standing around practice shaking hands. No way.
Yeah,
no way that's going on at a Coach K practice, dude.
Okay, first of all, the coach ain't got a flipping thing to do with the way that they shake hands and give dap during a free throw. That's not coached. That is just a common practice.
You just told me it was. They practice it. You said they practice it.
They don't practice it. They do it in practice. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Wow! I'm sorry.
Well, you know what?
We're talking about a game.
Shout out to AI, the answer.
Talking about practice.
Oh my goodness! You're so missing the point. No, they're not practicing handshakes, but what it is a common routine during free throws. You shoot a free throw, pat, 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 pat. You shoot another free throw, pat, pat, pat. It becomes a routine. The teammates are rooting you on. It's the time they come together. Usually before the free throw, they come together and They have a little huddle, be like, all right, coming out of this, we're gonna set this defense up and da da da. That always happens during every free throw. And the reason why I was so adamant about it is because you're trying to take away a very pivotal part of the sport. That's something that you
Pivotal part of the sport. You shoot a free throw, you miss, and you shake hands with 4 people?
Yes.
Get out of here.
That's why our free throw percentage has gone down, is because people decide they want to just do their own thing and not practice free throws anymore. That's why fundamentals. We're losing fundamentals because we got 18 and 19 and 20-year-old kids in the league. Yes.
Yeah, and they're more worried about giving dap to their boy whenever they throw a clunker off the rim than they are about standing there, concentrating, and getting in the rhythm of it.
You go through the same rhythms. You said it. See, I like the way you said it. The rhythm. The handshake is part of the rhythm. They're not concentrating.
Not.
Yes,
no,
it is. Oh my God, this is gonna be.
All right.
You lost this in the Hey, Eddie Cool, you are my witness on this. I did not share it to all of my friends. I actually shared the poll to an unbiased podcast university group.
Yeah, he did do that.
Thank you.
And you shared it with your mom, and she voted for me, and then you made her change it. How fair is that?
My beloved mother did not know what she was doing, and I confronted her to the error of her way.
In front of his mama. I thought you loved
me. Accidentally clicked on the picture of the white dude instead of her son. And
right.
She voted for me, and then you swayed her back.
Because it is known, there's research behind this, that the first thing you see is what you gravitate towards, even though it was completely wrong. That's what happened. And I just wanted to correct my mom and show her how to vote for the right person.
When your mother votes for me and you still win the poll because you sway her back the other way, then I have to say the results might be slightly tainted. That's all I'm saying. And
okay.
So Scottie D,
that level.
So Scottie D, you saying there should be an asterisk by his win?
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Cool.
Sounds like you're now a part of the asterisk culture.
All right. Well, I will say this. All right. Quick shout out to Jeb Bush in the state of Florida.
Oh, boy.
That's how business gets done. And I came out with the W. A win by any means necessary.
Congratulations.
And Mom, I'm gonna need you to get your life together. I love you, but how are you gonna? Come on, really?
Mom, we love you. We love you. Don't you pay this big head boy no attention. We love you. You just understand that. She gonna handle you when she see you. You mess around and get some doggone Gamecock pillars, and then you gonna wonder why. Because you shot your mouth. All right.
Hey, you watch it, sir.
Hey.
Because she's actually thinking about sending you a Gamecock pillow, and that other big head friend of mine that just wrong. I'm surrounded by people in my life that are just wrong. I don't get it. Just wrong all the time.
Just living in denial, huh?
I believe it. It's all right though. It's okay.
Oh man. That was funny. The B-Live won that debate against the money man, Scottie D, 71% to 29%. Great spirited debate, fellas. Looking forward to the next one. Moving right along in the rundown, we have the choices of the voices, our favorite segment of the Sports Bros podcast. And the money man, Scottie D, what was the question for the choices of the voices?
The question I posed last week was, I asked if you were a pro athlete. Specifically, I was talking boxer. What would you like to have your walkout music be? What would you like to hear playing throughout the arena? Or if you're a baseball player walking up to the plate as they play music, it was kind of left up to you. But what music would you like to have playing as your walkout song? I'm sure Eddie Cool probably liked Roses, if I was to guess, by Outkast, and B-Live probably liked Tiger Rag or anything by Enrique Iglesias. We had some
wow.
we had some good responses and some songs that I don't even know what they are. But let's recap there, Eddie Cool, if you will.
We had a great week. Tiger Rag, what in the hell?
You hear the Tiger Rag plenty enough. The amount of scoring that my beloved Clemson Tigers score on, you hear it every touchdown. It's a beautiful thing. Oh yes.
Anyways.
Oh yeah. Let me make sure. Let me do my math correctly. I think the Gamecocks heard it 8 times. No, they heard it 16 times.
Uncle Max sent his submission. I gotta do that to win and blow right past you because you're doing too much. You're doing too much on a Monday morning, be like, I done told you. I'm sorry, guys. Choices of the voices. Uncle Max, the beloved Uncle Max, hits us with the 2001 theme, aka the Ric Flair theme song. Iconic, no matter where you play it. You hear it at weddings, you hear it at games. When you hear it, you know what time it is, like 2 watches. So Uncle Max with the Ric Flair theme song. Good pick.
What wedding you go to that you hear the 2001 theme?
All right, so check it out. I saw a video a while back where the groom walked down the aisle with a Ric Flair robe and a championship belt, and 2001 was playing.
Oh, okay. That's baller. No, okay. That's baller. I had to put my hand around it. Like, how do you fit that? Oh yeah, that's baller. That's ball status.
Yeah, that lets him know his wife really, really loves him.
Yeah,
because that had been anybody else. What the hell's wrong with you? What's my name, man? You know how it is. You know how. I ain't never been married, but I've heard the stories and I know how it is.
Man, oh man, that's awesome though. Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't you rain on her parade. You'll never hear the end of it. All right. Will Berry, he selected Bodies by Johnny Poole. Bodies hit the floor.
You about to get us yelled at again. It's not Will Berry, it's Ill Will.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me you hear me typing. Ill.
Ill Will.
Ill Will.
Bodies, that's a great pick though for a walkout song.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, that is classic combat music for sure.
Yeah, you finna bust something or somebody up when you hear the bodies hit the floor. Everybody just start running. Just bodies everywhere. Martin Tracy hits us with Rex and Effects, the Rump Shaker.
Okay.
Zoom and the boom boom. Okay,
Scott, I'm gonna need you to help me with this one. The Rump Shaker.
Yeah, I don't. That's my buddy Matty Ice. I'm not sure where he was going with that one, but
the strip club.
I mean, I like the song. Don't get me wrong. But...
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to picture entering anything and just like wait. It's not a good look. It's not. I don't know, but that's just my thought.
Maybe boom boom. He likes boom boom. He's gonna fight.
Yeah, boom boom. Just shake your rubber. I mean, hey, Martin. If you like it, we love it. All right. If you like it, we love it. Trey Duke's selection was the theme song from Dallas.
He's all Cowboys, everything, baby. I talked to Trey about that the other day, and he kind of laughed at that, but he didn't necessarily deny it.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Yeah, who shot JR? The world may never know. I'm surprised Tootsie Pop ain't come get me for using their slogan, but hey, man, it is what it is. Maybe I can get a deal or something. Hey, man, eat these good old Tootsie Pops. Bad on your teeth, but good for your soul.
Nice.
All right, Ed Martin, newcomer. He selected 2, either or. He said, "Eye of the Tiger" or the Rocky theme song.
Yeah. Those are good. I mean, those are kind of obvious ones that are right under your nose, but those are, what doesn't get you psyched up like Rocky?
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. With either Eye of the Tiger or the Rocky theme song. You'll be out here running stairs and got no business running stairs, and you'll hurt yourself.
Matter of fact, when Hulk Hogan began his WWF career, Eye of the Tiger was the song he did come out to back then. When he first started in Vince's promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, nice little tidbit of information.
Yeah, man, old school.
Nice little tidbit of information. Have you guys ever heard the story about how allegedly Vern Gagne from the AWA was going to pay the Iron Sheik. I think it's gonna pay him $25,000 to break his leg, to break Hulk Hogan's leg.
No.
Oh man, well. I guess the story is like he's gonna pay to break his leg because I guess Hulk Hogan was leaving, and at the time, the AWA was floundering, and Vern was like, "Well, I'll give you X amount of money. You're gonna do this and third, da 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 da." And she's like, "Oh no, babe, I cannot take the money. I cannot take the money. Sheiky baby can't take the money. This is not business I would do." So shout out to the Iron Sheik for preserving Hulkamania because he could have easily destroyed it. All right, Stephen Delamore, Feel Good Incorporated by the Gorillas. Yep, by the that dum 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 dum. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that as a walk up to the batter's box theme song. Pretty good, pretty good. Cliff Lewis hits up with "Party Up" by DMX. You hear that song 11 million times everywhere. I wonder how many times that song is going platinum.
I'm pretty sure y'all, because I mean, y'all gonna make me lose my mind. I mean,
up in here. Yeah, this is one of those songs where almost 20 years later, it's still getting played.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And Mark Arnett selected "Walk" by Pantera.
My man, Mark. And actually, quick shout out to Mark. His son, Anderson. He's an avid wrestler. I mean, my dude has been winning tournaments left and right here in North Carolina. So I definitely want to give a shout out to him. Actually, Eddie, when we went to Hell in a Cell,
mm-hmm.
I actually bought Mark's son some AJ Styles gloves. He is a big AJ Styles fan, so I definitely.
Okay.
So I mean, love the kid to death, man. He's going to do some big things. You might see him in the ring with AEW or WWE at some point in time, man. Love the kid, man.
Make sure you relock down his first interview before he, before he goes super duper pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, right now I think he's 11 years old. So we got a little bit of time, but I might try to lock down the exclusive rights to his first interview. I'm gonna try to do that.
Start early.
Yep, got to start early. All right, so shout out to Uncle Max, Will Berry, because I don't want to get cussed out, Martin Tracy, Trey Duke, Ed Martin, Stephen Delamore, Cliff Lewis, and Mark Arnett for their participation in the choices of the voices. The Almighty Be Live, what song or songs have you selected to be your theme music?
Mine is very simple, and I'm Eddie Cool. I'm actually going to put you on the spot because me and you have been up and down this road all over different places.
Oh, man, have we ever?
What would you think my interest music, my theme song would be? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let me see if you know me well enough.
The first one that comes to mind is "Are We Cutting" by Pastor Troy.
Ooh, oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think about it. That's a good one. But that's one of the ones where that is like our little thing. That song never really was big time, but that was one of our favorites.
Yep.
Yeah, that's close. Let me see. I'm gonna give you one more guess, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with it.
Devil Went Down to Georgia.
No, no. Oh God! See,
what you do at karaoke? That's
karaoke is completely different from when I'm walking into the area. When I'm walking on the scene, when I step up in the building.
See, Up Go the Hands.
Definitely just threw you a hint. Come on.
Walk up on the scene. Oh man, this is the worst time in the world to have a brain fart.
Oh, I smell it. You in Cleveland. You in Cleveland. I'm in Fayetteville. I can smell your brain farting. I'll help you out with it. Come on, DJ Khaled. All I do is win.
Win. Yes, DJ Khaled. All I do is win.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
Whenever I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up.
Silence, and they
stay there. Oh yeah. Oh, I would definitely. Oh man, that's my jam right there. That's me right there. Yeah, I'm curious now, Scott. it's going to be a preliminary round of pepper. I'm going to throw the ball over to you because I'm curious to hear what your theme music is going to be. Talk to us, Scottie D. Talk to us.
Yeah, I actually I kicked it around and I came down to two songs which are completely different genres. I thought "Crazy Train" by Ozzy would be a cool song to walk out to when you're trying to get hyped for a big fight. I think that would be a super a motivational song. You know, "Crazy Train." Just hearing Ozzy scream in the background and the guitar riffs. And the other one I actually on the completely other side was "Welcome to the Terror Dome" by Public Enemy. I mean, that's another like battle cry song when you're getting ready to enter the cage or enter the ring with an opponent.
Yep, that's a
I
good one.
like it. I like it. Okay.
I like it. I got a couple, man. Wow, I got a couple because I really sat here like, okay, I've been listening to music since been forever. Plus, I write my own music, make my own music. But then before I did all that, there were other songs that I liked too. Let's see. If I was walking up to the batter's box, B Live knows me well. I would definitely say "Return of the Mac" by Mark Morrison.
Yep.
That's a good one to be playing in a baseball stadium. I like that.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, straight. It's a song about a broken heart, but damn it, it's so damn catchy, and you'll never forget it. You'll never forget. You don't care about his heart being broken. This
once again,
yeah,
top of the world.
Yep, just like that. As the kids say nowadays, it is a bop or it slaps. Anyway, it's a good damn song. "Return of the Mac" would be one. And if I were going to the ring, wow. See, this is where it gets different. If I would go to the ring, believe it or not, you guys may remember it or may not remember it. It's Jeff Hardy's theme song that he used between 2008 and 2009. It's called No More Words by Endeavor After. It's a rock song, and it fuels the adrenaline. It gets me pumped. Like when I was in the gym, I used to work out. I used to get on cardio, play that, and next thing you know, I'm sweating really, really hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't remember that one.
Oh, you'll like it. I think it's around the time he won the WWE Championship.
Okay. And so, what was the name of it again?
No More Words by Endeavor After.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's just like one of those songs where like, oh man, this song is dope. Because I was listening to it. I was going through my music last night, and I'm like, that sounds good. That sounds good. Or be like, when all else fails, we'll just do "No More Playing GA" by Pastor Troy.
Oh, what? Now that right there. See, here's the only thing that's unfortunate about that. Like, as much as we love that jam, I think they do. I think they mess around with that in freaking Atlanta, the Falcons. I think that that's the only thing about it. And as much as that snare drum hit, it's like, what's up? Like, oh, see now when we get off the podcast and everything, I'm gonna be in my room just jamming because you already know.
Yeah. I'm taking risks to get it, but I'm taking risks.
But man,
tap. Oh man, it's over. And then you got the radio friendly version, which is the one that I got to play versus the other version where you got bazookas, M16s, AK-47s.
Oh yeah, all of it, every bit of it.
Yeah,
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's understand. We'll fill you in.
We'll fill you in. It's just one of those. Like when I played football, I don't know how many times I rolled up to the stadium at Northwood Beach High School with that playing, and everybody knew what time it was. Oh, they fit to play some ball for real tonight. They are fixing to do that. All right, that's another edition of Choices of the Voices. And the Money Man, Scottie D, what is the question for next week?
All right, this one might be a tearjerker, but I'm asking our loyal sports fans, what was your most heartbreaking on-field moment ever as a sports fan? think back to when you were watching your favorite team play and they just lost a game that you had to have, or something happened, a moment that just broke your heart, something that you never got over. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, I get one of them pretty much every year at least.
Ooh.
But surprisingly, next week when I give you my answer, it will not be a Dallas Cowboys answer. There is actually a moment that scarred me for life as a sports fan that haunts me to this day, and I will share that with you next week. And I'd love to hear similar stories from our listeners and from you guys.
Once again, guys, thanks for your participation in Choices of the Voices. As always, Be Live, tell them where they can participate so they can be active in the Choices of the Voices.
Well, we will definitely post the question on our Facebook page, SportsBros Podcast. And then Scott Donnelly, he likes to post it on his own personal page, and then we got to grab it from him and bring it back to the podcast because he likes to do his own thing. But that's cool. You don't follow instructions well.
That's because I'm not technically savvy. I have problems. That's why I have to do it that way. If I was better at this stuff, I wouldn't do it that way.
Oh no, man! I like to say it's freaking awesome.
I'm a technical idiot.
But you know, man, we make it happen. We still make it happen through whatever shortcomings that we have. We always come through in the clutch. All right. Now, speaking of coming through in the clutch, here comes the penalty box. Who's in and who's out? First, we got JR for making blasphemous comments about Tom Brady, KD, the Clemson Tigers, and the Dallas Cowboys for being overrated. Okay, fellas, we recently had a conversation about granting JR
parole.
Yeah.
Okay, see,
yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm so glad you said that because Eddie, when you read it and I read it in my head, I got upset all over again. Oh my God! Like how he did his job. He did his job. JR is the ultimate jab, but poke the bear. He loves doing that. He does enjoy doing that. And he made those comments just to poke it. I think he was semi-serious. He was serious about the Tom Brady and Kevin Durant, and I get it because Tom Brady could be considered a system quarterback, and that's where he got his success from.
God.
But see, well, see, JR, I'm trying, but Scott is not.
He's released. He's released.
But yeah, like with the Clemson and the Dallas Cowboys stuff, you just said that just to say that because you just disrespectful. But you just poking the bear. But I think we're going to grant you parole. Don't get it twisted. Parole does mean that you have to check in on a monthly basis. You have to pass a drug test, and yes, you have to follow the letter to the law. You break the law again, we're gonna throw you back in that penalty box. I hope you understand that. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I want you to hear me loud and clear. We will put you back in the penalty box with a quickness.
I think he gets it at this point, Be Live. I'm over here like, is Be Live in the courthouse? Is he sitting behind the bench? I'm like, does Be Live have a Supreme Court justice robe on? I'm like, man, he's saying more than Clarence Thomas. What's really going on?
I may have gone through a couple legalities and situationals in my life that I might be a little bit more well-versed than others. Mm-hmm. But I'm getting there, though.
Yep. All right, JR, we're doing our best to, we're going to go ahead and get you up out of there. You and Jenna Clem are the only two in history of the Sports Bros podcast to get up in the penalty box and then find your way out. All right, let's see. Going down the list some more. Clint Hurdle and the Pirates owner for holding the team down and making Josh Bell and the Bucks Nation suffer. Oh. But Scottie D, didn't they win recently?
Yeah, they came back and won on Sunday. It was a seesaw game with the Padres. So they actually swept the Padres, but that's just a teaser. They'll lose 3 or 4 in a row this week. And Clint Hurdle's he's in too deep of hot water with me.
Yeah, he has
Penalty
cement.
box.
He has cement around his ankles, around his knees, and he's stuck like Chuck. Brian Gorman. Who is Brian Gorman, you ask? B-Live, tell him who Brian Gorman is.
Brian Gorman was the umpire during the Pirates Braves brawl that happened a few weeks back. That just because there was a little scuffling, decided to throw everybody out of the game, including the Pirates pitcher. I think it was
Joe
Musgrove
Musgrove
and
Josh Donaldson of the Braves.
Yep.
Right.
And Donaldson appealed that suspension from that and won. That's how egregious that decision was to toss those guys out of the game.
Right. So I mean that it was silly, and you're gonna hear me say it for the first time ever. It could have tipped the scales in the game because you take out a starting pitcher. What was it, the second inning?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have to go into the bullpen that early. It's never a good situation. But then again, the Braves are a much better team. They're definitely the hottest team in MLB right now. So I mean, I love it. I think the Braves are now 5.5, 6.5 games up on the Phillies in their division.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second best team in the NL. I'm just throwing some stuff off the top of my head. I really didn't look it up, but I just know that they're hot.
Yeah, you're just massaging your ego as a Braves fan. I got it.
Absolutely, that's what I do. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate that you don't know how that feels because it's been so long since any of your teams have done anything. I mean,
boy.
I'm just saying the Pirates. We're talking about the Pirates. Like two different instances of the Pirates being in the penalty box by a Pirates fan. That shows you what's going on in the Pittsburgh, Washington, Pennsylvania area where Scottie D came from.
Oh, you're just absolutely killing me on.
Speaking of Pennsylvania, I kind of got a beef with Pennsylvania. I'll tell you why. When I was traveling back in April, Scott, the toll system in Pennsylvania is absolutely ridiculous. Now I had to
make you move to South Carolina, isn't it?
Yes. I don't you know there was one point I forgot where I was. I was going to get some gas. We're going to get something to eat. I turned off. Okay, I got to give that guy my ticket. Okay, sure. I should get another one reissued on the way out. So I'm driving slow, looking around. Nothing spits out of the ticket dispenser. So I'm gone. I'm just driving. So I get to the freaking toll booth right before I'm going into Maryland. And I said, hey, the dude took my ticket and I didn't get another one. And the dude kind of looked at me. He's like, that's gonna be $37.
Yep.
Almost turned my damn car off and looked at him like he was crazy. I almost caused a scene. I said, you know what? Just here. And I guess if I'm ever traveling that way, I'm going to have to know the points where I stop and the points where I don't. So I got it memorized. Now I think it was Somerset is where I stopped. Yeah, and they got me. Oh my God, I'm just. Well, anyways,
we digress.
Yeah, well, I digress. State of Pennsylvania, you're in the Eddie Cool penalty box. All right. You gave us the commodity known as the money man, Scottie D, and then that's it. That's it.
And that's why it's called the money man, because he had to pay so much money in them tolls.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Scott's like, if I move to South Carolina, I'll save 10, 20, 30, 40. I'll save this much on car insurance and this much on tolls. I'm telling you, man, it makes a difference. Moving along, back on track. Rafael Nadal for conducting a scratch and sniff test on worldwide television, a.k.a. picking boogers, digging for nose oysters, and diving for dingleberries.
Yeah, nasty. Just, I think, wasn't he wearing white shorts too?
No.
Oh yeah.
I was saying, it's just not a good situation.
Oh yeah, he was wearing.
I say you rub one wrong way, you got a very bad situation.
But that's his whole career. He does that every match. It wasn't like it was a one-time thing I caught him doing. He does that all the time. So he'll remain in the box.
And then you want me to shake your hand? Get me the hand sanitizer. Oh no, you over there damn digging boogers and digging for dingleberries. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. That's fecal matter. E. coli. It's not that time to. No, ain't nobody trying to get sick. Be-Lie's favorite, Robert Kraft, just cause.
Right? No, this ain't no just cuz, because the man is a billionaire and got a 39-year-old girlfriend that can't please him, so he wants to go buy hookers and a massage parlor in Jupiter, Florida, and then when he gets caught, then he wants to throw some money around, and then they brush it under the rug, and now they want to award him a humanitarian award. What the? Wait a minute! No, he is perpetrating because he threw some money at some charitable event or whatever, but he's yet also paying for the slave labor.
Oh boy!
I digress. You know what? The Robert Kraft penalty box. That you're not getting away with this. I'm going to stay on you. I'm on you.
And speaking of not getting away, O.J. Simpson for going on Twitter just wilding out and stating that he's got some getting even to do and posting knife emojis. Butcher knife emojis, O.J. Simpson. What in the hell is wrong with you?
You know what? I'm gonna say this for O.J. He is definitely the IDGAF. He is living that right now. He said, man, I done got away with it. I am free. And what can they do to me now? He's like, he already 2 feet in the grave to start with. So he said, shoot, give me a phone and I'm just going to act all the way crazy until they put me 6 feet under. So yeah, you'll stay in the penalty box just for being old and silly on the cellular device that the old people like to say. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because you finna go home and on. Scottie D, what you think about OJ wilding out on Twitter?
Like I said, he has the most followers ever for a murderer. I think for an NFL murderer.
And he had he only posted 3 or 4 posts, and he has probably close to 800. Oh, gee, man, look. Well, I mean, those followers are nice, but people just on there being nosy. But if you really want to follow some good stuff, at SportsBros PCast on Twitter, follow that. We're not trying to get even with nobody, and we damn sure ain't trying to kill nobody with a butcher knife. And we ain't gonna write a book talking about some if I did it or conduct an interview making ourselves look stupid. OJ, whatever happened, just getting the hell out of the way. Okay, you done that when you was running the football for the Bills and having a 2,000-yard season. Apply that to your life. Okay, apply that to your life applications.
I just he's made it up to 8 tweets. He's made up 8 tweets. His last tweet was him with an 80-yard run when he was in college. And so he, saying just a little self-promotion, and he is now up to close to 800,000 followers.
Orenthal James Simpson. I tell you what, guys, I don't usually promote other podcasts, but if you get a chance, look up Crime in Sports podcast, and they did an episode about O.J. Simpson. They're comedians, but they give their take on the timeline and the events that happened. It is a great podcast. Because I'm over here wow, I was just gonna use O.J. Simpson for Tranquilo Thursday, and then this happened. I'm like, yeah, I got to do it by law. Got to do it. So yeah, check it out, Crime in Sports, and look for the O.J. Simpson episode. Wild and wildly entertaining. I was in the middle of cutting grass, and then I had to stop because I didn't want to miss nothing. All right, with JR leaving the penalty box, there's a void created. The newest entrant into the penalty box is the new band, Scottie D favorites band, Doris Burke and the Steely Resolve. Be like, watch Scott go off about this. Just watch him. He gonna go off about this. Watch.
Oh. She just ruined the NBA Finals for me. She was so terrible at this announcing thing, and it's just not fair. We're clawing and scratching and trying to get good at this, and she sucks, and she gets a check every week. If you get a chance, you'll watch my latest edition of Scott's Thoughts that I just released. So it's out this week on Facebook, and you'll see firsthand exactly what I'm talking about. Why Doris Burke is in the penalty box.
in the penalty box. Doris Burke and her band, the Steely Resolve. Would you care to, Scottie D? Would you care to tell everyone who the band members are in this band?
The Steely Resolve band. I guess it's got to be Kawhi Leonard, right? He's the lead singer because he has proven that he has Steely Resolve.
Yeah, the Steely Resolve. The band consists of Doris Burke and the two guys from the Sonic commercial.
Oh, geez, they bring up the Sonic guys. Oh, those clowns. They're just never going to go away. Why is it every other commercial runs its course? You see it on for a little while, and then it's over and done with, and you forget about it. These Sonic guys have been on seemingly since I was a kid. Oh, these stupid milkshake guys sitting in there making stupid jokes. They are on all the time, and I hate those cats.
And on the next episode of Bad Dad Jokes, I think from the last check, I think it was who the longest tenured brand endorses. Is it Flo from Progressive? Shout out to Progressive for giving me that good car insurance. And these guys from Sonics. Yeah, so crazy. All right, and that is another edition of the penalty box. So once JR goes out, here comes Doris Burke and the Steely Resolve band.
Almost want to throw Kawhi Leonard into penalty box for mocking his own laugh during the celebration. You got it. You didn't even. He was supposed to do your own laugh. He's like,
I was like, no. I'm like, why are you? And he got a pop from his teammates. And I'm like, man, come on, man. You got to give us that, that awkwardness that we've grown to love. I've been telling people, I said, now watch Kawhi going to his way to the finals. And he damn sure did it. And then you give us this? Come on, man.
Yeah. That was terrible.
2-minute minor for high sticking. All right, moving along. It is almost the end of the show, but before we go, it's time for a game of pepper. I got a brand new baseball. I got a brand new glove here. Nice and oiled up, not stiff. Had to step on it and sit on it for a little bit, but it's all good, though. You know how we do this, fellas, and listeners. You know how we do it, too. 3 topics, kind of sort of rapid fire style, but we just have fun with it. Going up first, boom, is the money man, Scottie D.
Oh, I'm first on pepper today, huh?
Yeah, you first on pepper.
All right. Well, let me just start off by saying I hate when guys go out and talk a lot of trash before a fight and then they don't back it up. I watched the bare knuckles brawl the other night between Artem Lobov and Paulie Malignaggi, and you would have thought these guys would have got into that actually circular circle into the ring and just torn each other's heads off. But it was just 5 boring 2-minute rounds where these guys are just throwing jabs at each other. They hit each other. They had some cuts on their face, and Paulie may have broken his hand in the second round. I'm sure most of the country did not see this fight because it's kind of new, this bare knuckles league that they're doing. But I give it a thumbs down on the first go round that I watched it anyway. Be Live, over to you.
All right. I want to give a quick shout out to a local bowler in the North Carolina region, Lee Vanderhoof. I hope I got his name correctly. I will get corrected at some point in time. But he is the 3rd bowler in the history of the USBC championships that's usually bowled in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a national championship for of bowling. He is the 3rd person all time to have bowled 3 perfect games, 12 strikes. And as an avid bowler myself, the oil pattern that people don't know about is so incredibly difficult. It is not meant for high scoring. So for someone to bowl 3 perfect games on that is absolutely impressive. Lee Vanderhoof, he resides in Fuquay. Varina. That's a little inside joke. Man. That's a little inside joke between me and the HOC up in here, the head, pause, of creative.
Your mouth, watch it. Your attitude, adjust it. Okay. OJ Simpson has the biggest nugget of them all. Okay.
Oh boy, that is a dome. But yeah, Fuquay Varina, North Carolina, just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. Lee Vanderhoof, Man, that is an amazing and incredible achievement for you, man. Congratulations.
I think I found him. How do you spell his last name? Vanderhoef.
Yes.
Okay, I see him. His stats are his hometown, Greenville, South Carolina, throws right-handed, ball speed 18 miles per hour, revolution rate 450 RPMs, 65 300 games, 35 300 games, and 14 of them things, 14 regional titles. So shout out to Lee Vanderhoef. All right, my first pepper point goes to Derek Dietrich of the Cincinnati Reds. I want one of you guys to ask me why this shout out goes to Derek Dietrich. Somebody, just ask me why.
Why? Why Derek Dietrich?
I'll tell you why. Last week, Derek Dietrich acquired a feat that I had no idea about. But damn, so to be honest with you, Derek Dietrich breaks the record for most times being hit by a pitch in a single series with 6. Ooh. You count them. He got popped 6 times. 6 times. And that happens versus the Brewers and sets the record for most hits by a pitch in a series. And he didn't fight nobody because guess what? As he's trotting to the bases, he's counting. That's 4. Boom. That's 5. Boom. That's 6. The 6th god, Derek Dietrich. You know, I guess he said, you know what? If I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be famous for something, and I'm going to make the most of it. So
take one for the team.
Yeah.
Take 6 for the team.
Take
literally.
6 for the team.
Yeah, somebody owes him steak dinners, watches, free car wash or something. But yeah, shout out to Derek Dietrich for embracing an otherwise ominous record. And we are going to throw this to Scottie D.
All right, if you've been following the college baseball World Series, you'll see there's a lot of really cool stories that go along with it. I haven't been following it, so that's all I got. Be Live, over to you.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna do something unprecedented because I'm gonna throw the ball to myself, but I'm gonna help Scottie D with the college baseball World Series, throwing in a little extra nugget. Quick shout out to Texas Tech University because not only did they make it to the Final Four of college baseball, the World Series, they made it to the national championship game in college basketball, and they also housed the NFL current MVP in Patrick Mahomes. So that's going to be Scottie D's pepper point right there. Now back to me. I'm going to throw in this little nugget myself when it comes to pro baseball. Nomar Mazara just hit a ball, and it's in orbit right now. That thing is still in the air, circumventing the globe, because he hit this ball 505 feet, the longest in recorded history. And he has Scottie, I think you were telling me earlier that he has 3 of the top 10 distance home runs this year. And I'm talking about this dude is a hoss. I mean, when he hits the ball, he hits the ball. I need to see him July home run derby because it is. When I saw the ball explode off of his bat, it was beautiful. I love the home run ball in baseball. With that being said, bing, Eddie Cool, take this hit.
All right, what's his name? What's his name again?
Nomar Mazara, Mazara.
Oh, you talking about that guy? Oh yeah, him. That guy from Texas. Yeah. He just Also, a shout out to our boy Max Muncy, who told Madison Bumgarner, "You go in the ball and you go in the ocean to get the ball since you want it that bad." Yes. Yeah. Yep. All right, and the second pepper point goes out to the state where the money man currently resides and calls home, and the state that the Almighty Be Live and Eddie Cool were born and raised in. Grits, collard greens, you name it. The great state of South Carolina for producing some NBA talent. Now, during the draft, 3 native sons made it to the NBA and got selected in the NBA draft. Of course, Zion Williamson, representing Spartanburg Day School out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Ja Morant, who went to Crestwood High School out of Sumter/Dalzell, South Carolina, and Jarrell Bradley, who went to the College of Charleston is a native of Columbia, South Carolina. South Carolina has a pretty, a decent reputation, a slept-on reputation, I'll say that, when it comes to producing NBA talent, because Hall of Famer Alex English is from South Carolina.
Yes,
he's from South Carolina. So, also another little tidbit: Ja Morant's father and Ray Allen, they also played ball at Crestwood as well too. So there's a connection there, and what a small world we live in. What a small world we live in. A lot of people don't know that Ray Allen went to school in South Carolina, high school in South Carolina. But shout out to Zion, Ja Morant, and Jarrell Bradley. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I think Ja Morant's going to be a very, very special player. Very special player. Very special player.
I'm throwing, because I did a little quick research, because I think I saw, and I did actually, there was actually 4 players from South Carolina. The number 31 pick, Nick Claxton.
Yeah. Okay. Him. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't think of the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah. There was 4 players, 4 out of 60. Mind you, there's 50 states in the union. 4 of them, 4 out of the 60, came from the wonderful Palmetto State, South Carolina, home of the reigning, defending,
see this guy,
undisputed.
Here comes Scott. Here it comes, Scott. Scott, here it comes.
All roads lead to Dabo.
Here it comes.
All roads lead to Dabo.
Yes, sir. Them Clemson Tigers, boy, that Tiger rag, they gotta love it.
Let me see if I can work with our marketing department to get that. All roads lead to Dabo. Gotcha. Okay, Scottie D, what you got?
All right, my final point I just wanted to mention for the week was this past weekend, for probably the final time and the first time since 2011, Albert Pujols played in St. Louis. The Angels had a 3-game series there. They lost 2 of them. The Cardinals won the first 2, but Pujols went 4 for 11 over the weekend, received numerous standing ovations. And on Saturday, he provided one more memorable moment when he hit a home run that his wife said was probably one of the biggest of his career. And Albert Pujols is one of those guys that signed one of those huge contracts that I frown upon, but he seemed to work out pretty well for the most part with the Angels, but he'll forever be a legend in St. Louis. And I just thought it was really cool to see the reception and the love that he had when he went back to St. Louis this past weekend. Over to you, B Live.
Man, I will definitely piggyback on that, because I saw that as well. The standing ovation during that home run. I was trying to look up real quick of how many he has all time, because I know he's up there. Do we know offhand how many home runs he's hit?
I think he's over 500, but I don't know.
I think he's over 6.
I'm researching that right. Wow. Ooh. just think
645.
Oh, he is over 6. Okay.
Yeah,
so
6.
He's very close to the top. He's got to be in the top 5 or 6 at this point, I think. Right?
Wow, 6. Wow. Hey, I tell you what, man, he's I don't care what they say, man. First ballot Hall of Famer, man. 3-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 10-time All-Star, and 2-time World Series champion. Yes, 646 career.
646 now, yeah.
Yeah, 646.
Machine.
Yeah.
Machine.
And you know what, fellas? It's a quiet 646 at that.
Right.
Quiet 646.
And
he was never one to run his mouth or be in the spotlight much. He was just a solid player, and being on the West Coast a lot. You don't see West Coast baseball as much on our end of the map, but Albert Pujols, man, he's for sure a Hall of Famer and a complete stud, man. That dude was fun to watch.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Fame. Shout out to Albert Pujols. All right. Since we're in the theme of baseball, my third pepper point goes out to those on fire Minnesota Twins. Right now, they set it for first place in the American League Central with a record of 50-26, and they are on pace to break the regular season home run record of 267 home runs. They're doing this under first-year manager Rocco Baldelli. Also, the Twins have 7 players with 11 or more home runs. Now, the last time, let's see, I think the record that they had last year was not very flattering. I think last year they finished like 78 and 84. Yeah, 78 and 84. And to go from that turnaround from 78 and 84 to 50 and 27, they're on fire. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it now: Twins, Yankees for the American League pennant. Winner take all.
And they will lose because they never beat the Yankees in the postseason.
Hey, look, I read something about the Yankees, and the Yankees are starting to get everybody back. And they got Encarnacion too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting September and October because right now we're in June. Oh, Lord. Baseball, love it. It still needs to be shorter. As much as we want to talk about it, great day, we still haven't even made it to the All-Star game. But that's an awesome little piece about the Minnesota Twins. And now I'm going to take the ball back from Eddie Cool because I was opining on Scott's point and I didn't get my own point. So give me the ball back, man.
Here. Pay attention.
God, Jesus. Pay attention.
Take the mic.
I heard Lacey Evans say pay attention last night and thought about B-Live. Go ahead.
Speaking of pay attention, I heard somebody decided to resurface from Instagram world, but that's see, we're on the air. What am I doing? Anyway. Anyway, this is going to be something completely different though. Where I'm talking the NBA draft, and I got to thinking because pretty much all of these players that are coming into the NBA are all underclassmen, and I did a little stat searching. 40 out of the 60 picks in the NBA draft this year were underclassmen.
Wow.
40 of them, which means they did not graduate from college. Majority of them were freshmen. And then with the rules that are in place, once you declare for the draft, you can't go back to college, and play. Like, you can't play the sport or whatever. You can always go back and get your education, but how often does that actually happen?
Yeah, that's true.
But also, I did another little fact finder. There were 44 players that declared for the draft and didn't get drafted. So there's guys out there that are now just in limbo. Now they got to see if they can get into the G League or go international to try to play basketball again because they didn't get drafted and they may go undrafted free agent essentially. The reason why I want to bring up that point, though, is because I think it's time for a change. Because people say all the time that, one and done, it affects the college and the players and they're going to go to the NBA anyway. Here's a point that I think that nobody ever talks about. What about that scholarship money?
Yeah.
What about right now you've got a collective of, I say 84 players that did not get their degree. They got a scholarship of, on average, let's say about $20,000 a semester or something like that, just on average. I'm just throwing quick numbers out there. That didn't essentially go towards a degree. That money that they did not intend on going to college and finishing in the first place. It's just a trip to go to the NBA. So this is money that could have went towards more deserving people out there that cannot afford college, end up becoming in debt and student loans and stuff like that. There has to be a change with this system. And I feel like that money that is being used up by ball players that don't even intend on graduating, let alone finishing or whatever, that money could go somewhere else. NBA, NCAA, it's time for a change. That money needs to go to more deserving people out there that want to get an education. So please make that rule change and make it happen.
Yeah, B-Live, you make a great point. You make a great point. Like, you got kids that's trying to get into college, but these guys, just using that spotlight as a springboard to get more money, and it's just how does this all work out? Because like you said, someone out there's trying to go to college, they can't get in. Meanwhile, the talent gets in, and it's just like, what the heck?
If anything else, that would that would stop this whole one and done mess is if you declare early. If you accept an athletic scholarship, you should have to sign a contract. If you leave that college early and do whatever you're doing or whatever, and you don't pursue a degree at that university, I think you should have to pay that money back.
I agree.
I think it should go into a scholarship fund that goes towards other people that go to that university to get a degree. That's just me.
Yep, I agree. All right, that's another round of pepper. A good, exciting, informative round of pepper. See, you come to this podcast, you're going to walk away learning something, get educated, if you will. With that being said, we reached a portion of the show. Scottie D, where can they reach you?
Well, as I stated earlier, I have a new version of Scott's Thoughts circulating on Facebook, so check that out, Scott Donnelly, and find me at Beast Ninja.
Beast Ninja.
On 501 in Myrtle Beach.
501. How's the traffic there? Is the traffic still a mess down there on 501?
I'm on such a short stretch of it. It's really not bad where I'm at. So, but yeah, that Myrtle Beach traffic is definitely ramping up right now. We are in the summertime at the beach.
Man, thank God for 22 and 31. I remember life before that. It was just miserable. Absolutely miserable. Hey. Be Live, where can they catch you?
Oh, let me ask a quick question, Scott. Make sure, because my brain just leaves me at times. Didn't you post a video of Marquise Goodwin at your spot?
Yeah, I wasn't there personally, but Marquise Goodwin of the 49ers came to Beast Ninja this past weekend and did a little work. So Beast Ninja's actually been collecting some talent there lately. We had a couple of the Ninja Warriors there recently, Junior Ninja Warriors, and then this was I believe our first NFL player to darken our doorway. But Marquise Goodwin, and he got out of there with no injuries, which is good because he's on the Goodfellas fantasy football team. So I needed him.
And he could, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't he run like a 4.23? Like, I know
he's fast. Yeah.
Something ridiculous. Something just
ridiculously
out this otherworldly, just fast for no reason.
I know he left Buffalo pretty fast as he could. Went to San Francisco.
Smart, very smart.
Oh man, but yeah, I just thought about that. That's awesome. So I mean, Beast Ninja is on the map. Myrtle Beach, stand up.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you can find me in St. Louis, where the guns. Oh, my bad.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh man, you can find me, your boy. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. Just be your boy, Be Live, no I. So THSBEYABOYBLIVE. You can find also the Sports Bros on Instagram and Twitter. We're expanding the brand. I love it. For Twitter, Sports Bros PCast. On Instagram, it's the Sports Bros podcast. And we're expanding. We know that Facebook isn't everything. We're trying to submit our videos and news out to you on multiple outlets, and continue to come to our Facebook like page at Sports Pros Podcast. Hey, hit us up on the recommendations. We want to hear your opinions on how we do. We want to grow bigger, better, stronger. And the only way that we can do it is by listening to our voices, man. Yeah. Let us know, recommend us, share, like, comment, all of that. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for listening.
We understand that time is valuable, and what we want to do is put out a product that you actually take your time, that you can invest your time in to listen to and actually enjoy. Because I don't know about you guys. I've had plenty of people tell me, they're like, look, I like you guys better than what I see on TV. And that says a lot for us for us not having any major backing through any major networks or any kind of super ginormous, conglomerate platform. That says a lot. And that makes me feel good. And that makes me feel like, all right, we're on the right track. There's an uptick. There's not a decline. So the Almighty Be Live mentioned, please let us know. Give us some comments, rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody. Just let us know what you want from the Sports Bros podcast. Because think about it. We just three guys. We're sports fans. We love talking about sports. And we want to mingle with everybody. The listeners are the lifeblood of the show because we could talk about this all day, but now that we got some listeners, we want to make sure we include everybody. And me, the HOC, you can catch me all over the place. You can catch me at work. I'm off today, but you can also catch me on the Sports Bros like page on Facebook. Also, the Twitter account, Sports Bros PCast. Also, the Instagram account. And coming soon is the YouTube channel. Just working a few things out, and everything will be up shortly. Like I said, Instagram also cool, season on one word. And Snapchat. Let's see if you use it. Snapchat, super cool, 5,000, all one word, one number. And with that being said, another edition of the Sports Bros podcast is in the books. And in closing, do something nice for yourself. And if you can, do something nice for someone else. They'll greatly appreciate it. Scott starts out now. Wahopin Wednesday, coming up Wednesday. And, of course, Tranquilo Thursday, coming on Thursdays. Take care, everybody. We are the Sports Bros podcast.
Yes, sir.